declared that they will indeed come out and protest in commemoration of the events of last year. Yesterday, Governor for Nairobi, Johnson Sakaja, who had been accused of hiring the goons, came out and declared that he was not behind this. It is part of the stories covered here, TV47, Sakaja denying hiring goons. Let's watch it, then come and talk about what we should anticipate come Wednesday.
Over the past few days, I've observed with deep concern the circulation of false, malicious, and politically motivated allegations against me. I would like to say it for the record, and let me be clear and unequivocal. I have never and will never sponsor violence of any kind. My entire political life has been anchored on siasa safi, which upholds human dignity, the rule of law, and the democratic rights of every Kenyan. I have never used violence to gain power, and I never will. My record speaks for itself. These accusations are not only false, they are a desperate attempt by certain well-known individuals whose political careers are marked by violence, by intimidation, by chaos, who have gone as far as to hire goons to come and infiltrate protests and say that I'm the one who sent them, so as to taint my name and to gain political mileage. They have cheapened the cause of our young people. Fellow Kenyans, let us not be hoodwinked. Some have even gone as far as giving them county paraphernalia to say that they work for the county government or that they are my supporters. Nothing is further from the truth. I urge you, Nairobians, not to be deceived. Let us not allow rogue politicians to hijack serious matters for selfish gain. The recent and tragic events, including the injuring of many, mugging, the shooting of the trader Boniface Kariuki, demand justice, not sideshows or distraction. Shifting the focus to unverified claims against me is not only dishonest, it dishonors the victims, the business owners who are counting losses in the millions, the people who have lost loved ones, and the people of Nairobi.
All right, that's a statement issued yesterday by Governor for Nairobi, Johnson Sakaja. But we saw what happened last week, Poghisio. Hired goons with the very new clubs, rungus and machetes, walking hand in hand, even looking like they enjoyed police protection. And this is just a week, that was just happening a week to this great commemoration coming Wednesday this week. And the concern is that what we will expect come Wednesday, or can the government do something different this time?
Yeah, Fred, if you could also have played the same Sakaja when he was in Western Kenya, that would give the background to why people put the blame on him. I don't know whether it's available, but that should have been played, where he actually promised. He said, let them come. Now, so what do we believe? Which one do we believe? I mean, that is where we get confused. I mean, that straight jacket, that guy there looking like a statesman with the background of our flag and so on, is the same guy who spoke like he was going to bring goons. And so the question should go back to him. He said, what did you mean then? And what do you mean now? Can you be consistent? Can we trust you? Because what you have said now is, I have never. But, look at your own statements. Look at what happens around you. And then secondly, the question to ask Sakaja is, then what have you done to prevent mayhem, to prevent those goons? This is your city. Yeah? And again, there was a bit of betrayal by the same goons when they came out, praising him as they were walking back and saying, we have tumelinda jiji. We have done the work. As though to say, we have done the work you sent us to do. And these are all things that you should begin to address. Don't just tell us about your personal feelings about this. Tell us how those guys would come to your office or around your office and say, Igwe, we have guarded the city. And you're not addressing those issues. What is the promise for you as the governor of Nairobi? What's the promise? that what will happen this week or any other day that demonstrators are going to be. And so I've said this before. I pity that a young man like Sakaja, who is rising in his career, his political life is in a trajectory that's going up, and to be found to be in that kind of company where you declare things like this and things happen in your watch, then you confuse these young people. You confuse them. You think by now issuing a statement like that, you can convince people. And I tell you, there's something about, we keep talking about that trust deficit. Once people have lost that trust, it doesn't matter what explanation. He was here looking like he's addressing the nation. But to tell you the truth, people ask. Your actions speak louder than your words. And I really wanted to advise Sakaja again that you have an opportunity as a young man to identify yourself with your fellow young people, to identify yourself with the Gen Zs, to say to them, that last week things happened to you and we are very sorry. It's very difficult for people to come back and say, we are very sorry. And this will never happen again. And these are the plans we have to make sure nothing like that happens. Mm-hmm. And I believe that he has an opportunity here to redeem himself. To redeem himself is not to say that he is clean, it's to show that he is clean and is not part of this. And he's a colleague, we've been in Senate together. I know that he has an opportunity to grow, but this is the opportunity now to break free from this direction that he's heading, and begin to regain the trust of the young people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't regain trust by saying, you regain by acting, and that's how you do it. You have to gain not only in the moment of clarity, but it's in the moment of consistency. Why are you not consistent? We want to see that what you say matches exactly what you do. I mean, and that's the opportunity for a young person, a leader like that, to come back and say, and why is it difficult to say, I'm sorry? I mean, but he can deny all he wants. But I tell you, it's very difficult to convince the people who are on the streets that day that he was not there. Yeah.
We saw photos and videos of, and probably this is an even bigger concern, whoever hired the goons may not be the problem, is the fact that police appear to have surrendered that space to the goons, that they looked like they were more powerful, or that police were even providing protection for that same group. That is a concern we have this week. We anticipate a lot of things, and definitely anticipate that young Kenyans will come out to the streets on Wednesday. Yeah. But if police could allow the goons to reign free, that's an even bigger question than who hired them in the first place.
Yes,